Did you hear Marty in the background? He said hi too. It's Michelle. I'm going to do my January TBR video. That's why I'm over here on the floor. I wanted to go ahead and do it first thing in the month. As many of you know, I'm moving. I need to start packing. I want to have a couple boxes that are nothing but TBR books. Oh boy. As you see, I have Marty here with me. Apparently he wants to go out into the... We have stuff everywhere right now. We did get a house. Okay, stop. He wants to scratch everything. We did get a house. We've paid the down payments and the deposits and stop. All of that. So that is really good news. So we're like, it's definitely our house and we're definitely moving in. And yeah, so we're excited. We have... He is so distracting. We have a couple weeks until we move in. And we're definitely excited. I'm sorry about the lighting. I had one of my lights go out, so I'm just kind of winging it. And I know this looks kind of weird, but it is what it is. I'm not perfect, right? I know it's like some channels I go on and the lighting is perfect. The camera is perfect. The person looks perfect. They have no clutter or dust in their home, that kind of thing. And that's just not who I am. I did want to take a moment. Today is New Year's Eve. And Marty, please stop trying to scratch that. I've told you before, it really is like having a toddler, having this Martin in my home. Today's New Year's Eve, and I thought, okay, the year has one more day to go, and it's not going to get any worse, right? But then I found out that Betty White passed away. Hey, stop. So I just wanted to take a moment to say rest in peace. Stop. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. Hopefully you guys think this is cute and not irritating. He wants me to pet him. So I just wanted to take a moment to say rest in peace, Betty, and thank you for all of the wonderful acting that you did over the years. She's the last Golden Girl to go, and Golden Girls was my favorite TV show of all time. I own all the episodes, and I rewatch them pretty regularly. Stop. Do you want to come sit on my lap? Maybe if I give him too much attention, he'll stop. You know, like try to hold him. He doesn't like being held. Come here. Come here. Oh, you don't want to be held, huh? That's really sad to have her pass away so close to being 100 and on New Year's Eve. So in honor of her, I'm drinking my soda out of a wine cup that has the Golden Girls on it. There's Miss Betty, beautiful Betty. I plan on reading a classic every month in the year 2022. So that's my goal, is to read 12 classics. And the one that I chose for January is Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. Many of you already know what this book is about, but it's about 4 sisters. It's a coming of age story. It takes place in the 1800s. I think it's during the Civil War, if I remember correctly. And it's a big, heavy book. It's over 700 pages. I think it's 786 or something like that. And I do plan on reading it this month. The next book that I plan on reading this month is The Talented Mr. Ripley, and that is by Patricia Highsmith. This is part of the online reading group that I joined, the AJ Dunn put together. I will put a link to that video down in the description box if you're interested in joining the book club. This book is a psychological thriller about a 25-year-old man who is a bad boy, a con artist, and a sociopath. And I think I saw the movie years ago. I think he kills people, if I remember correctly. So it sounds like it's probably going to be a pretty good book. I did order a copy, but it's not here yet. That's why there's a picture next to me. A Flicker in the Dark. This is by Stacy Willingham. And this book is about a woman named Chloe. She lived in a town where 6 teenage girls went missing, and her father confessed to the crimes and was put away for life. And now, years later, she's a psychologist getting ready for her wedding when a local teenage girl goes missing, and then another. And she starts seeing parallels from the past, and she's wondering if she's crazy or if these parallels are actually there. So she decides to try to find out who's doing it, try to solve the crime, and try to see how many parallels there are. And that's all that I know about this book. So it sounds like it's going to be pretty good. I'm kind of wondering, but ahead of time, is this one of those scenarios where she's going to find out that her dad wrongly confessed and he didn't really do it? Maybe there's somebody else that has just been doing it all along. Maybe they moved to a different town in between, all these years. I'll find out. Of course, I won't tell you if I was right or not because I don't want to do any spoilers or anything. I'm hoping this is the kind of book that I can't put down. And if you're like me, sometimes you read a book that is so good, you decide to read other books on the author's backlist. I really loved Razorblade Tears, and so I decided to do that with S.A. Cosby. His other book that he wrote is Blacktop, Wasteland. I have no idea what it's about, so let's find out. Marty, are you ready? Once known as the best getaway driver east of the Mississippi, Beauregard Bug Montage has never stopped looking over his shoulder. He knows that no matter how long he has been out of the life, no one ever gets out completely. Now Bug is an honest mechanic, a loving husband, and a hardworking dad. But when his carefully built new life begins to crumble, and a former associate comes calling with a can't-miss jewelry store heist, Bug feels he has no choice but to get back in the driver's seat. Haunted by the ghost of who he used to be and the father who disappeared when he needed him most, Bug must find a way to navigate this blacktop wasteland or die trying. A superb character study wrapped up in a high-octane heist novel. If this is half as good as Razorblade Tears, I am in for quite a treat. This is my book of the month for December, which, as I mentioned, I only read Christmas books. So I've got a book of the month for January that is on the way. What I picked was Fiona and Jane by Jean Chen Ho. This is a bunch of short stories about 2 friends and what it means to be young and alive. And it spans from New York to LA to Taiwan. And it also goes from when they're teenagers all the way up into adulthood. And I'm not sure how far into adulthood, but it just sounds like a really good book. I'm excited to read it. I did take a peek at Goodreads today when I was getting the page count, and it looks like it's getting pretty good ratings, which makes me even more excited to read it. I'm excited to play this card game again. I haven't played it in a while. I did nothing but Christmas books in the month of December, and I'm very Christmased out. I didn't really get into the holidays this year like I normally do, and I think it was a little bit too much to read nothing but Christmas books. I got 6. The 9 of Diamonds. Nine of Diamonds is a book with a pink cover. Ooh. Or with pink on the cover, maybe? I am trying to add some books that are a little bit shorter because I'm already so high in the page numbers so far. So I'm going to do Bury Me Deep by Christopher Pike. To me, that's pretty pink, right? And then it's got pink over here. The writing is in pink. This one is 207 pages long. The dead boy would not go away. Jean is on her way to Hawaii for a week of fun in the sun, but the vacation gets off to a gruesome start. The boy sitting beside her on the plane suddenly chokes and dies. Jean tries to push the incident out of her mind when she arrives on the island, but finds it impossible. Part of the reason is because Mike keeps coming back to her in her dreams. Horrible dreams filled with cold blood. Two of Jean's friends are waiting for her in Hawaii, Mandy and Jill. They have already made friends with two young men who teach scuba diving at the hotel, Dave and Johnny. Jean and John Lee quickly become friends, but there are problems in paradise. Besides Jean's continuing nightmares, Dave and Johnny have recently lost a partner in the ocean. No one knows how he died. No one can find his body, but then Jean finds Mike's body. It isn't where it's supposed to be, and it seems as if it's all got some life in it. Wow, that synopsis had a lot of people and a lot of combinations. It doesn't sound very exciting. Marty, would you move? Thank you. Okay, 4. Six of diamonds. Or, yeah, 6 of diamonds. Six of diamonds, a book with an orange cover. Okay. I don't normally get books that are so close together in the numbers. Okay. And this is a book that I actually don't know anything about. I know that it's a classic, and I know that it's banned in a lot of places, which is why I bought it. You tell me something's banned, I want to read it. It is Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. And it looks like, on the inside of the front cover, it says, Betty or Becca from Seattle, 3 girls danced. And then they've written different page numbers and erased some of them. You know what that reminds me of is in a thriller movie when something happens to someone and they're trying to find clues and they find a list like that and they're like, okay, let's try to figure out what it means. And it's something they wrote in a book somewhere. It doesn't necessarily mean, I wouldn't think it means anything, but it ends up meaning something to the book. You know what I mean? Doesn't it kind of feel like that? It's kind of weird. Okay, let's see what this is about. A Catcher in the Rye was partially published in serial form in 1945 and 1946, and as a novel in 1951. It was originally intended for adults, but is often read by adolescents for its themes of angst, alienation, and as a critique on superficiality in society. Wow, it's been translated widely. About 1 million copies are sold each year. The protagonist, Holden Caulfield, has become an icon for teenage rebellion. The novel also deals with complex issues of innocence, identity, belonging, loss, connection, sex, and depression. Looks like it's a coming-of-age story about Holden Caulfield Through circumstances that tend to preclude adult secondhand description, he leaves his prep school in Pennsylvania and goes underground in New York City for 3 days. Sending his own vernacular, yet remaining marvelously faithful to it, he issues a perfectly articulated cry of mixed pain and pleasure. However, like most lovers and clowns and poets of the high orders, he must keep most of the pain to and for himself. The pleasure he gives away or sets aside with all of his heart. It's been frequently challenged in the court for its liberal use of profanity and portrayal of sexuality, and in the 1950s and 60s, it was the novel that every teenage boy wanted to read. Okay. I don't mind profanity. I grew up surrounded by hockey players, and later in my life, been in the military. So, and now I work with truck drivers, all three of which are known to be people that swear a lot. So it doesn't really bother me like it does other people. In fact, when I'm not filming on YouTube, I swear all the time. I've got quite the potty mouth. But that's it. That's all of the books in my TBR stack this month. If you've read any of these, let me know. I want to hear your thoughts on them. Or if you want to read any of these, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or night. Happy reading. Bye.